Hi everyone, welcome back to Alice's Crochet Corner. Today we're making this very beginner friendly mesh crochet scrunchie. It's quick to learn and very easy to make. I used number 5 milk cotton yarn, but you can use any type of yarn you like. I used about half of a 50-gram ball along with a 3mm crochet hook. For materials, you also need a scrunchie, scissors and a darning needle. Let's get started. First we'll start by creating a slip knot, and how I like to do mine is I twist my yarn to form a loop and I grab the tail end of the yarn to pull through that loop, and then we insert our hook and pull tight. Next we are going to chain 24. You can also chain any number of chains as long as it's an even number. So first, to do a chain, we wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through that slip knot, and that little V is one chain. And I'm just going to go ahead until we have a total of 24. After chaining 24, we are going to work a treble crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So that's our first, second, third and 4th chain. To do a treble crochet, we wrap our yarn around our hook twice, insert our hook into that 4th chain, and we will pull up a loop, and we will wrap our yarn around our hook again and pull through 2 loops, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through the remaining 2 loops, and wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through the remaining 2 loops again. Afterwards, we will chain 1, skip the next chain and work another treble crochet into the chain after. So again, doing that, we wrap our yarn around our hook twice, insert our hook into that chain and pull up a loop, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through 2 loops, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through the remaining 2 loops, and wrap our yarn around our hook again and pull through the remaining 2 loops. After we've done our treble crochet, we chain 1. Again, we skip the next chain and work another treble crochet again. Just like this, and then we chain 1 again. And what you're seeing right now is that we're creating our mesh pattern, and then after chaining 1 again, we'll do a treble crochet, not in the next chain but the chain after, and then chaining 1. So we'll repeat this mesh pattern all the way until we have reached the very end. I'm working the last treble crochet into the very last chain, and this is how the first row of the mesh pattern looks. To start our second row, we chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the chain 4s that we do does count as a treble crochet and a chain 1. After we've done that, we turn our work and we work a treble crochet into that first mesh space. And so I'm inserting my hook through that space to do my treble crochet. Afterwards, we chain 1 and I work the treble crochet again into that next space. And then chain 1. And then I just keep going, working into the mesh space, chaining 1, Now repeat this for row 2 all the way until we have reached the end of this row. I'm now working the last treble crochet for our second row. And this is how your work should be looking. And so what we do from here on is going to be exactly what we've just done in row 2, and I'm going to do it for a total of 30 rows. I will show you one more time. So to start row 3, we are going to chain 4, turn our work and work a treble crochet through the mesh space, chain 1, chain 1, and we are just going to repeat that all the way until the end of this row. When we work the very last treble crochet, again we are just working into that space, just like what we have done for every treble crochet. You can see this is how our work looks. And so I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I've just shown you for row 2 and 3 until I have done 30 rows. The number of rows can also be adjusted, but I'm going to do 30 and I'll meet you when we're done. I have now done 30 rows of the mesh pattern, and we're ready to join the first row that we did at the start with the row we've just done. And so we will align them facing each other like this. And we will connect them by doing a slip stitch all along the top. And this is where we've just done our last treble crochet. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through. So we've just chained 1, and we will now connect the 2 together. After we've chained 1, we're going to insert our hook into the 3rd chain. So this is our 1st, 2nd and 3rd chain. So we'll insert our hook through that, grab our yarn and pull through, and pull through again, and that is our 1st slip stitch. And then we'll insert our hook into the chain 1, and then also through the chain 1 that we did. Well, technically it would be our 4th chain that we did, and we will slip stitch again, and then we'll insert our hook right above the double crochet through the front and then back again. And you can see I'm doing the same thing. The hook is right above that double crochet, and we're pulling the yarn all the way through and through again. And so we're just going to repeat this. So I've just done the slip stitch on top of the double crochet, which means we're now at the chain 1 that we do afterwards. So I'm going to insert it through the front, through the back, grab our yarn and pull through again, and then we arrive right above the double crochet. So I'm pulling through, putting my hook through the top, front and back, all the way. I love slip stitching to join the 2 rows together because I think it's really neat, and I find it much quicker than sewing it. So and just like that. So as you can see, the slip stitches have now joined the row that we did at the start and the last row we've just done, and we'll repeat that with our slip stitches in every stitch all along the top, and I'll meet you when we're done. I have now joined the 2 rows together by doing a slip stitch all along the top. I recommend not cutting your yarn just yet because you might need to adjust your number of rows depending on the size of your hair tie. But after we have connected the 2 rows together, we will now turn our work like this. And we will put our hair tie through about the halfway point. I'm just going to put my hair tie through like this. And so you can see it's sitting along in the halfway point, and then we will connect the side edges like this. Right, so you can see it's really coming together, so we will be connecting the sides. And so now that I am happy with it, I feel comfortable that I can cut my yarn, and I'm going to sew the edges together. Chain 1, just make it a bit easier. And we leave a decent amount of yarn left. I always like to overestimate so that we can use it to sew the edges together. So I'm going to pull the yarn through. So now we're just going to sew every stitch together. And then I'm going to go to the chains next to it and just sew it through. And I just want to make sure that they're nice and aligned as I and you can see I am just making sure that the chains are aligned with each other and the stitches are aligned with each other as I sew them to join them together as well. We're just going to repeat that all the way around the scrunchies, and I'll meet you when we're back at where we've started. Once we have finished sewing it together, we can go ahead and weave in our ends. And when we're just about done, I'm going to go ahead and tie a little knot as we weave through the last little bit. I'm going to do it one more time just to be safe. And once that's done, we can go ahead and cut it. And there we have it. There we have it, guys. We have joined the 2 edges together, and you can see that our hair tie is nice and tucked in between. But most importantly, look how fluffy our scrunchie has turned out to be. I hope you loved making this project with me, and most importantly, love your new hair tie, whether it's for yourself or a gift for someone you love. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!